Well, I had first wanted to write something with largely roles for women. And I don't know why I had this idea at the time. I think because I was in Woodstock and there were a lot of little historical societies around. And so I decided to do it about a society that was trying to keep afloat.
We always support the arts and theater, and we go to many in the area, but we came to Florida Rep and became a fan with a show called Camping with Henry and Tom. And it just so happens that Mark St. Germain, who's doing George Washington's Teeth, is the same playwright. And that captured us. It was so well done, we became fans. We were here once for a performance, we opened the playbill, and it said, we're looking for sponsors. So we called up and said, great, we'll sponsor PlayLab.
PlayLab is an intensive weekend festival where we bring this year's six playwrights and six full casts of professional actors and professional directors in for a weekend-long festival. So they start on a Tuesday. We'll be rehearsing in every one of Florida Rep spaces, and each of those six plays gets a public reading, sometimes the first public reading it's ever getting for the playwright, and a playwright gets to sit in the room with 100 audience members for the first time and hear his or her play. And then that is the beginning of the development process for many of those playwrights. So the goal for the festival is to give those playwrights professional actors and a professional director and an audience where they can start to work on their play out loud.
Well, one of the reasons why we wanted to sponsor PlayLab, in addition to its mission attracting us, was that when we sponsor something, we like to not only give financial support, we like to give our time. And when we called and said, is there a way that we can be involved with this if we sponsor it, the answer was overwhelmingly yes.
Well, the PlayLab was a great opportunity to hear it. I had only heard it once before, and that was a really informal situation. I don't think you ever know a play until you hear the play, and you really don't know it well until you hear it in front of the audience. And the PlayFest was the opportunity to hear it in front of an audience. You can imagine people laughing, and you hope you're right, but until you really hear it, you don't know. You don't have a clue. So that was a terrific beginning for the play because it gave me a sense of what's working, what needed work, and we worked on that. In the meantime, came down for another reading, sharpened it up again, and here we are.
It concerns the story of 5 women, very different, very individual, who coming from very different places bond together to really become victorious. So the whole arc of the play is all about women finding their station and really going to battle, actually. So it's very timely in many ways. And that was also, I think there's a great sense of comedy, great sense of humor in the play, which we all need right now.
George Washington's Teeth runs April 24th to May 13th right here in the historic Arcade Theater in downtown Fort Myers. It will run for 3 weeks, including 4 previews that are nearly sold out, so get your tickets. And while it's running, the PlayLab Festival for 2018 will showcase 6 plays. So in its second weekend, George Washington's Teeth will be running while the PlayLab Festival is on stage and in rehearsal down the hall.
It's a great cast of women, like I say, very individual, very strong, great characters.
I think it's exciting to see George Washington's Teeth because it's a new play. And Florida Rep really nurtures bringing playwrights in with new pieces. And I've actually done all of the readings at Florida Rep of this piece, and it's really changed over time. We're actually sitting in rehearsal changing lines still right now. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this show is you're going to see a play for the very first time here on this stage. And it started in this room, the room where it happened.
Well, I think it's a taste of every little town you can find in the country. And if you've traveled around, you're going to see these characters. We've got a variety of people that are on stage that I think you'll enjoy watching that you've seen before on stage, and you'll recognize them from your own hometown.
It's hilarious, like start to finish. sight gags aplenty, and the prop work on the show alone is like we're recreating a museum, a historical museum. The dialogue's funny, the situation is funny, but it also has some heart and some depth into the issues that we're dealing with today.
It's done beautifully. And also, it's about women. It's 5 women directed by women. Now, we have a lot of women at Shell Point, strong women. So they better come see this. It's for them.